The following is a presentation of the Spartan Media Network.
It's time for the Robyn Fralick Show.
Underneath the rim to Van Sluten. She'll back up and bank it off the board for two. Out to Shumate. Now Halleck, a right slot three. Bring it up! Darren Halleck hits a long ball. Shumate wide open left wing three. Bring it up! The dagger from Emma Shumate.
The Robyn Fralick Show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group, your independent insurance agency for home, auto, and life. The Robyn Fralick Show is also brought to you by One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Meyer, supporting hundreds of sports teams across the Midwest. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Munn Team, Jan and John Munn at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Tommy Raines Realtors that get results. The MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. And by Coors Light. Choose chill. Now, with head coach Robyn Fralick, here's the voice of Michigan State women's basketball, Dalton Shetler.
Hello, all, and welcome to the Coach Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. We're live at One North Kitchen and Bar in East Lansing. If you want to join our audience for any of the MSU Coaches Shows, make your reservation by emailing coachesshows@onenorthdining.com. I'm Dalton Shetler, glad to be with you all here today. And, of course, we have the star of the show, head coach Robyn Fralick. Give a nice warm welcome, everybody, huh? Hey, Robyn, I got to tell you, before we even get into anything going on with the team and what's going on with the show, hats off to the crew that made it here, because this winter has not let up in the last week, and it was tough sledding today.
I love that you said warm welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I appreciate everybody showing up today, showing up at the Breslin. It has been a gnarly and cold winter, but we fight on, my friends. And it's warm here, and it's warm at the Breslin, so these are good spots.
And there's a lot of reason to feel pretty warm at the Breslin Center right now with this team, because Michigan State still ranked 13th in the country. Now off to an 18-2 mark. Absolutely. Clap it up. And only one game to talk about from this past week, but It was a win over a really good USC ball club to get to 18-2. This was a game that, again, USC's record might be a bit misleading. That's a really good Trojans
really
team.
Good team. I think I saw that. What's their overall record?
I think it's 11-8 now.
So of their 8 losses were all the quad 1 teams.
Yep.
So they're still top. They're ranked 25th in the net. So they're still a quad 1 team. So they're a very, very good team, and we knew that coming in.
Oh, and I actually should correct myself from memory, 11-9 now with the loss to Michigan, because they had to go then to Ann Arbor and play against the Wolverines. But we mentioned only one game in the last week for your Spartans. It's a bit of rest. How was this past week for everybody?
Well, we talked leaving the game. Our theme for the game was empty the tank, because we knew that that game was really important, and then we knew we got a little break. But the trick is too, you got to be able to have a break, but then stay in rhythm. So, we play again this Thursday, but as a staff, we scrimmaged on Sunday, so because that's kind of our normal game rhythm. So we've been focused on us, and then the next 2 days we're going to really zoom in here on Purdue.
Did you feel like you got any rest during the stretch, or not so much?
When I have free time, I don't rest well. I feel like there's a bunch of things I want to do. So I wouldn't say it was a ton of free time as a staff. We really kind of took that time to hone in on our team and really pay attention to what we're doing well, what we got to get better at, where we had time to kind of focus in on that. And then these games, they stack up quick. So there really hasn't been. There's still a little bit more time to focus on us.
I was going to say, Robyn, a busybody, can't really hit the brakes no matter what. But you're right, it is a gauntlet coming up. We'll be talking about that later on in the show. Also coming up later in the show, we have Emma Shumate coming out here and joining us on the Robyn Fralick Show. Certainly excited for that in a little while. But before we throw our first break, Robyn, time for you to test out the vocal cords again.
Gotcha. Whether it's home, auto, to stay ahead of the game. Personalized solutions, just like a perfectly executed play. Visit WeDigInsurance.com today, and let's win together on and off the court.
Excellent work. This is the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. here on the Spartan Media Network.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least consulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Top to bottom, and it felt like there was a little bit of adversity, kind of like the Nebraska game. You couldn't get shots falling for a little while, but your team just finds ways.
Yeah, it was a game of runs. I thought we had a great start. Second quarter, I thought we let USC right back into it with not taking great shots, and that hurt our defense. Going into the third and fourth, I thought we really did a good job of kind of like back and forth game, chipping away, and then we had the 47 seconds flurry where we were up 12 and we were up 2. But, proud of our group. That happened pretty fast, but proud of our group for staying composed and getting it back together and finding a way to finish out the game against a very good USC team. Like, I think, you look at their record and it does not tell the story of the level of that team, the level of talent. We knew coming in it was going to be a fist fight. They have a lot of size, length, really big physical athletic guards. And our team kind of stuck together and found a way.
Absolutely did find a way. And I remember, and during our post-game chat, you had mentioned that stretch. Obviously, that wasn't ideal, but a lot of teams would fold when you give up a run like that and you give up a 10-point cushion like that. A lot of teams pack it in at that point. They have a hard time coming back like yours did.
There's still a lot of time left, too. There's still 4 minutes left. So to be up 2, that's a back-and-forth game at that point. But we didn't collapse. I thought we got our composure back, got stops. Kennedy had that huge and one. Which all of a sudden we're up 5 and the game feels like it changes trajectory a little bit at that time. It was off a huge hustle rebound by Grace, got some big steals at the end. But the mistakes we made, we can fix. I mean, watching them, we can do a much better job passing, catching, getting to our spots. Our baseline out of bounds defense, we kind of gave up 5 points really fast on that when we can be sharper with that. But some good lessons learned and proud of the composure of the group to put together good possessions to finish out the game.
Well, you used the trigger word there of and ones. That leads us directly into our call of the week for the win over USC. It'll be Mendez walking into the middle of the floor. Dunn had it poked away. Shumate down on the deck for the Spartans. Now here comes MSU. Van Sluten takes on all Trojans. The bump and the basket. The Spartans are compiling and ones. They're tougher than you.
Okay, Dalton.
But I mean, there you hear too the toughness. I think that was 5 or 6 and ones for your squad during that game.
And we needed every one of them.
Yeah. But you said a couple of times when we left the Pacific Northwest, you said, I it's not that I learned, but it was reassured I have a tough basketball team.
Yeah.
I thought that win against the Trojans really flexed some of that toughness.
Yeah, back and forth, kind of a grind out game. Like I said, they have tough matchups. I mean, Kara Dunn right now is one of the most prolific scorers in the country. Jazzy Davidson, #1 recruit out of high school. Kennedy Smith played USA basketball this summer on AmeriCup. So we knew like they're good. And it's going to be back and forth, and you got to have a mentality of not getting discouraged. And I thought we did that, over a 40-minute game. We found a way to kind of chip away at that.
Well, let's shout out some individuals here because you mentioned Kennedy Blair a few moments ago. She had a game high for Michigan State, 21 points and 6 rebounds for the Spartans in this one. A lot of the N1s came courtesy of her, too.
She was great. She does so many things that impact winning. One of my favorite things about coaching Kennedy, one, she loves to play. And I think that is a superpower. When you just love the game, there's a joy behind it. And she just wants to win. And every night that looks a little different. Sometimes that's scoring. Sometimes that's rebounding. Sometimes she also did a great job of getting in passing lanes and being disruptive. But, I always love to say when your spirit is in the right space, the game rewards that. When you're just trying to help your team find ways to win. And, she did a bunch of things. She's done that all season. I think against USC especially, she just did so many things to help us win. If
we look at Grace Van Sluten, then 16 points, 9 rebounds in the win over USC, and that's becoming just kind of nonchalant. It's a day at the office for Grace. She's going to put up about that many points and about that many boards. She did it again against USC.
Yeah, she's been competing so well on both sides of the ball. And, we've really challenged her with rebounding. She's really responded. Especially recently. And she's just such a tough matchup. And then for us, she can be such a tough matchup because she can get out and bother people, right? She can get out on the front of our defense and really add a layer of pressure. So her effort on both sides of the ball has been a huge part of our team's ability to keep finding ways to be on the good side of the scoreboard.
Rashonda Jones, Spider, had 16 points as well. And I wanted to point this out, too, because this just appeared on Twitter or X.
I haven't even
thanks
seen
to
this yet.
I was going to say Abby Nackford and Kara Fisher always doing a great job with the social medias. But Spider has been named to the Naismith Women's Defensive Player of the Year watch list. So some high praise coming in for Spider, and well-deserved.
I love that. And her nickname's Spider, right? So, of course she should be on the watch list for Defensive Player of the Year. She's all sneaky and using those long arms. But, yeah, she's been so good on both sides of the ball. And defensively, just has a knack for knowing where the ball is going, making a play on it. I think I don't know where she is in the league in steals, but
I believe second.
Yeah, second. So to me, to be able to steal the ball, you got to know what's going on. You got to have a good feel for what's happening so that you can have an instinct for where to be. And, Spider, we've challenged her with a lot of different matchups defensively. And she's just done such a good job.
And heading into the USC game, she was second in the Big Ten at 2.7 steals a contest. Somebody that you and I talked about after the win against the Trojans, Ines Sotelo. In this game, she tied a season high with 12 points. She tied a career high with 7 boards. She tied a career high with 3 steals, and she also added in a couple of blocks. You had said in the postgame, it just felt like we had good old Ines back for this one.
Well, it's hard to be out for 3 months, and so she's been back now for, I don't know how long it's been.
Since DePaul, middle of December.
Yeah, so middle of December. And, as a staff, too, we've been challenging her because we know what she's capable of. And it does take a little time to get your game rhythm back. But we also know she's capable of a lot. And she's got great speed, athleticism, competitiveness. And she had a great practice on Wednesday. We played Thursday. Yep. She had her best practice of the year. So, those things stack. So we're going to keep challenging her on that. Her 7 rebounds really, really helps us out. And she's just played at a different pace, a different level of, I thought, aggressiveness.
There's somebody else who I thought had a really incredible individual game, and it was on the defensive end. but we're going to be talking about her a little bit later on. It's Emma Shumate.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we'll save it for a little bit when Emma joins us
yeah.
here on stage.
She likes that. I see her over
That's
there.
good. Becoming a real two-way two-guard there, Emma Shumate. We'll be coming back as well to talk a little bit about the Big Ten season. Folks, we're halfway through the conference year, and we're going to get a bit of a midterm report card with head coach Robyn Fralick. We're live from East Lansing with the head coach of the Spartans, Robyn Fralick. Our show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're listening to the Robyn Fralick Show.
Spartan fans,
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
no, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union? The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Show and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North Kitchen and Bar, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
We are back live on the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. When you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local teams across the Midwest. From big league stadiums to the neighborhood ball field, learn more at Meijer.com/community. All right, as we mentioned, it's an 18-game conference schedule for everybody in the Big Ten. Michigan State has played 9 of those. The Spartans are 7-2 in Big Ten play. So we figured at the halfway mark, why not do a little bit of a midterm report card for Michigan State? So, Robyn, what is it through 9 games of the Big Ten season that you really like about your team?
Balance and depth. I really like that we have a group that night in and night out, it can look a little bit different. We can win in different ways. I think, defensively and rebounding, we've made a big deal about that. That hasn't been getting better. But just offensively, or just like we've won winning three threes. We've won winning 9 threes. We've won shooting few free throws. We've won shooting a lot of free throws. So I think what I've liked is our team's just figuring out what that game requires and finding a way to make it to be on the right side of the scoreboard.
On the other side, with 9 games to go in the Big Ten, what are the biggest areas your team needs to improve?
Well, number of things. I'd love us to do a better job guarding the 3-point line. I'd like us to consistently rebound better, and then offensively getting better shots more often. I think anytime the other team goes on runs, we're usually not doing that. And anytime we do go on runs, we're doing a good job with shot quality. So just doing that more consistently over 40 minutes.
That's a pretty interesting answer. And matter of fact, I hadn't really considered the 3-point line, but in Big Ten play, opponents are shooting 36% from 3. So that's an area to shore up for your squad.
It is. Now we've done a good job guarding 2s, but we can get better.
That'll be interesting to see. And I do think, too, it is worth noting. I mean, we talk about the things you like about your squad. You talk about the balance. You talk about the depth. This team just seems to have a different wiring to it, a DNA, a characteristic of, like we talk about finding ways to win. It feels just like this group understands winning and what is required in those moments to get the job done.
I hope so. Yeah. I mean, Dalton's giving me the midterm report card, and all I can think about is how many games we still have left. But there is an art to that. As I said, there's just finding a way, and something we've really honed in on with this group is what the particular game requires. And trying to be clear about these are 3 really important things for this game. Can we do these well? Can we win these margins, right? Can we win the game within this game tonight? And I think our team has done a good job of making that important, paying attention to that, and figuring out, how to do that together. And I share that. I remember our first year, it was like we had to make 8 threes to win. And that's a lot to have to make night in and night out. So, not feeling like you're dependent on a certain stat, but just that is, hopefully we can be able to continue to do that.
That's pretty cool. And you talk about coaching and evolving and success as well. I do want to give a moment for you to shine the spotlight on your father-in-law, Gary Fralick of Troy High School, who just eclipsed career win, 500?
Yes. 75 years old, 50 years as a high school varsity boys coach, and 500 career wins. God bless his soul. He is still showing up, coaching practices, helping young men, loves it. But 500 career wins is pretty incredible. And I always tell him I'm most impressed that he hasn't gotten fired yet. So to just, I mean, in this day and age, to keep your job that long as a varsity boys, high school coach is pretty impressive. But he loves it. He's pretty funny. He has a great sense of humor, which I think has really helped him, stay in it so long. And he coached Tim. He coached Tim's brother. So very proud of him.
That's really cool. And didn't he this last summer hit a hole-in-one still too? So he's got it on the golf course too?
So it was like 95 yards out from the gold tees. And we plucked it up there and he can't see it. So we're like screaming and he has no idea what happened. And we're like, you just got a hole-in-one. And then my brother and sister-in-law were in the cart in front of us, and they sprint back because they're like, we either thought somebody had a hole-in-one or a heart attack. So they came running back in case something had gone astray. And we're like, he got a hole-in-one, couldn't even see it. So pretty impressive.
Yeah, I wish to be like that when I'm 75. Huh?
I mean, it's probably can't even see the hole, just hit and hope,
Maybe it's a better strategy than what you and I got going on, Robyn.
For sure.
Frankly, you want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief every weekday on all of our Spartan Media Network affiliates, presented by Frank & Muth Insurance. Find a local independent agent near you by visiting fmins.com. We'll be back with more from the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Next up, we'll have Emma Shumate joining us. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
There's a difference between an answer and a Michigan answer. It starts with our team and people like you. University of Michigan Health Sparrow is hiring for a wide variety of roles at all experience levels. Unlock your potential and discover a fulfilling career at one of our award-winning hospitals and health centers. We make a difference every day, together. Join us at careers.ufmhealthsparrow.org.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I took the gas hose out of my car's tank. Ooh, not smart. And I drove off while still attached to pump number 3.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Thanks for joining us for the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Now, folks that are here in the building at One North Kitchen and Bar, of course, our listening audience on the radio and the live stream are not quite aware of what all takes place during the commercial breaks, but Associate Head Coach Kim Cameron does a great job as the MC for our trivia. We had you all stumped this last break, and I don't want to confuse you or get things blended because it is now time for our Alumni Hall trivia during the show. Today's winner will receive tickets to the next home game and a $25 gift card to Alumni Hall. Thanks for participating in Alumni Hall Trivia. Alumni Hall, your ultimate Spartan shopping experience. Our question, whenever you think you have the answer, come up and feel free to give us the answer. We got a microphone down on this end of the table. But the question, which Spartan scored the most points ever in a single game against Michigan? You think you have the answer? Come give it a try here at the microphone. But in the meantime, let's give a nice warm welcome to the senior from Dresden, Ohio, number 5, Emma Shumate. Give it up, everybody. Emma, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Now, Emma, you know how this starts, right?
Mo minute.
One mo minute. That is absolutely right. Are you prepared for this?
No.
Oh, you got it. We got all sorts of confidence in you.
I'm going for truth rather than speed because my teammates lie. So whatever.
The zig to the zag.
Fair,
we like that.
fair.
Yeah.
All right. We all know what's up.
So the game, for anybody that's new to it, we put 60 seconds on the clock. The clock will start as soon as the first question finishes being asked. It's all questions rapid fire about Emma. The goal is to see how many she answers in that 60 seconds, or Emma's goal is how many, honestly, she gets answered. There is a bit of a gray area. We don't have the answers. So, I mean, you do you, Emma.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're taking a little bit too much time, you want to pass, you can always pass on one. So we have 60 seconds here ready to go. Emma, are you ready to go?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
The high, by the way, is 25 by Mary Dykstra last week. So 25 is the bar.
All right.
All right. Your favorite pregame snack?
Goldfish.
Favorite player growing up?
Stewie.
Cat or dog person?
Cat.
Favorite musical artist?
Giveon.
Hot tub or pool?
Hot tub.
Most embarrassing song on your playlist?
Any soundtrack.
You can only eat one thing for the rest of your life. What is it?
Spaghetti.
Funniest person on the team?
Me.
If you weren't playing basketball, what would you be doing?
Volleyball.
Favorite sports team?
Skip.
Phone call or text message?
Text.
Favorite movie?
Annie.
Your go-to coffee order?
Matcha.
Your go-to karaoke song?
Party in the USA.
Best dancer on the team?
Me.
Favorite vacation spot?
Myrtle Beach.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Flying.
Favorite soda pop?
Root beer.
Favorite book?
Wonder.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Night owl.
Downtown condo or remote forest cabin?
Cabin.
Who's your hero?
My dad.
Favorite place on MSU campus besides the Breslin? And time. This is not bad, though.
The Breslin.
It's still the Breslin.
The Breslin.
We got 21 for
Nice.
Emma. 21 for Emma.
With deep thought.
Who apparently, as we went for honesty, is the funniest person on the team and best dancer.
Okay, I'm not the best dancer. I am the funniest. I lied on one. I lied on one.
I was like, wow,
One of them.
you are talented.
Yeah.
I'm not the best dancer. I'd go Isa, I guess, there.
Isa?
Yeah.
Okay. I also love for cat or dog person. I noticed out of my peripheral that she flexed the T-shirt she's wearing to give her answer. So
Oh, yeah.
I believe I read a fun fact somewhere that you're obsessed with pit bulls, but that's a pug.
Yeah, I do like pit bulls. There was no pit bulls at the thrift store, so.
Okay, so we naturally landed at pug. That's of course the order of things.
Yeah.
Well, Emma, or excuse me, Robyn, why don't you tell us a little bit for the people who are not initiated with Emma, what makes Emma such a special person?
Go ahead.
Well, as you guys are getting a glimpse of, she is very funny, very authentic. One of my favorite things about Emma is she's very inclusive. Like, she always makes sure that everybody feels like they're part of it. She does a good job of paying attention and remembering things. And, like, she'll be someone who asks the coaches, "How was your weekend, coach?" I mean, she's just very, very thoughtful. And definitely adds a dose, like a refined humor. So it's a humor that the adults and your teammates and everybody can appreciate. But I just love how she pays attention and really makes people feel part of something.
Well, let's talk about Emma, the basketball player, too, here for a moment, because Emma so far this season has made 41 three-pointers. She leads the green and white. Absolutely. Give her a nice big hand for that. 41 threes. The most she's ever made in a season was 44 that she did last year. So quickly on the heels of that. But right now she's fourth best in the Big Ten Conference in three-point percentage, shooting 42.7%. She's one of the best in the league, making over 2 threes a night. I mean, she has absolutely been just sniping everything so far. What's went into this is such a strong year for you from the outside?
Yeah, I think the coaches are always there to keep me in routine. Weimer and Cam always shoot with me on shoot-arounds before the game, and I think just experience. Like, I've been doing this, and I think I'm the most comfortable I've been shooting the ball, and my release is the quickest it's been, so I think that's also helped too. So, yeah.
Well, and you could see the confidence as well, right? And we saw that confidence down in Cherokee, North Carolina, when Emma Shumate set the Cherokee Invitational record, making 7 threes down against the Sycamores of Indiana State. And we thought, with Emma coming back, absolutely clap it up. But with Emma coming back on the show, we bring back the record-setting moment for Emma Shumate. Let's have a listen.
Okay.
Reverse around, finds Shumate, now left wing three. Bring it up! Emma Shumate ties the Cherokee Invitational record. 5 threes. Shumate now to break the record from the left wing. Bring it up! Why not? Emma Shumate unconscious. Back-to-back threes to break the record. That now is your new Cherokee Invitational record for threes in a game. Emma Shumate with 6. Give and go back to Shumate again. Bring it up! Oh my! Emma Shumate is shooting the lights out of Cherokee. 7 threes.
7 three-pointers nailed there in Cherokee, North Carolina. Emma, you got to take us back to that moment. What did that feel like? I mean, a lot of people talk about the zone. That's the zone and then some.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's muscle memory. When you're out there, you're just shooting. I don't think that day was any different than any other day. I think I just do what I do.
Well, and I think, Robyn, the shooting ability from Emma has always been apparent.
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing that's really impressive to me, I want to get your take on this too, the defensive side of the floor and what Emma's been able to do there. Last game, Jazzy Davidson's the #1 recruit in the country. And Emma Shumate picked her pocket and took it in for a layup all the way across the floor for a pick 6 herself. But that kind of defensive ability, that feels like that's come a long way, Robyn.
It has, and I was teasing her because we had film, and Emma was feeling pretty good about herself, so she rolled in pretending she was me, and like kind of it was funny, and sharing things that I would say in the film session, and I look at her and go, "Oh, you start playing some defense, and you feel real ready to just take over the reins." So it was fun. It was funny. But it's come on, and one of my favorite things about players is it's never too late to get better. It's never too late to you can get better at shooting. You can get better at defense. You can become a better rebounder. I think sometimes people think they're a certain thing and then fall into a trap of, well, this is who I am, or I'm getting good at this, or I'm not good at this. Well, the reality is we can get better at everything. And Emma has really grown on that end. I think it's a mentality. She's got great length, and that's really helps her. And I think she's, she's really learned to utilize that. But just practicing, experiencing, caring about it. And the reality is, if you really want to get better at things, you can. And Emma's made a big point of becoming a better defensive player, and it's really helping our team.
Well, and what our first trivia in-house question was today was who's leading Michigan State in Big Ten play in block shots? The answer was Emma Shumate. 10 blocks in Big Ten play. In the state title game back in high school, she had 13 blocks. So you talk about that length. Yeah, I mean, it's really been flexed on display. But Emma, what's went on into the defensive end for you. What have you observed?
I think that just I want to have an impact on the game. I want to make sure that I'm out there and I'm affecting the game positively. And I think I've really stepped up defensively in the way that I'm really locked in on it. Like I've made a point to be better and to really take it personal in my matchups. So yeah, I think I love the opportunity to guard the other team's best player. I love that. Like the fact that that was my matchup. I said, let's step up and let's do this. So I hope that's showing, and I'm going to continue to do that. So.
And that is showing, right? I mean, how about that? That really is incredible. I do have a couple other questions. We actually have asked Robyn and gotten her take on this show before. But Emma, it took you 269 minutes this season before you recorded your first turnover. You played pretty flawless basketball throughout this entire season. 269 minutes. I don't think I've ever seen that done before a first turnover. How are you taking such good care of the basketball?
Just knowing my role and rolling in it. I think I think that's been a big part of it. Also funny, when I did turn the ball over, Mara back cut, and I didn't know she was going to. She apologized to me. Mara came up to me and apologized. I was like, girl, I threw it out of bounds. But yeah, I think just knowing what I do and knowing how I can help this team and doing that, sticking to that, and quick ball reversal for Fralick, and
sometimes the best offense is a quick ball reversal.
So, yep.
Well, and Emma, you have 6 siblings. 2 of them played in Europe, playing overseas, playing professional basketball. So I want to ask you the question: are you the best shooter out of the Shumates?
JT Shumate would have something to say about that. Katie would be like, "Girl, you can have it." But JT, my oldest brother who plays. He's a really good shooter, and I think we shoot kind of similarly. But if we play pig right now, I'd beat him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and that's JT. Your father is JR, and he was your coach for basketball for a long time at Newark High School there in Ohio. Then he moved on to the collegiate ranks. He's now an assistant coach at Miami of Ohio. But playing for your dad, what that experience was like and how he impacted and influenced the success that you have.
Yeah. My dad's great. I think that my dad showed me that I can do hard things. And I think that that's one of the best lessons you can give someone. I think that he's believed in me more than anyone, and that's why he's pushed me the hardest. And I think that tough love sometimes is like just what you need. And I think he stepped up for my siblings and I in that way. And being our coach, he's a really great basketball mind. And I think he just instilled the love for the game in us and what it takes. It's not all fun. Some of it is just hard and a lot of time you got to put into it. So I think he taught us that from a young age. And yeah, just very grateful for him.
Well, Robyn, I want to rope you back in here in a moment because this was a press release that came out, I think, a couple days ago. Michigan State Athletics announces PNC Achievers Student Athletes of the Month. And I'm just going to read the release directly word for word. In a quote, Shumate owns a perfect 4.0 grade point average and is currently working toward completing her second bachelor's degree as a sustainable parks, recreation, and tourism major. She was the recipient of the Environmental Economics and Management Outstanding Academic Achievement Award in the Agricultural, Food, and Resource Economics Department for being the top student in her major. A native of Dresden, Ohio. Absolutely clap it up. It goes on to list that Emma is a part of the community, and correct me if I mispronounce any of them, but in several initiatives you've participated in, including L's Race, Max's Race, T1D Walk, Haven House, and reading at local elementary schools. Folks, we've talked a lot about the special basketball player and shooter Emma is. We've talked about the person as well, but how about the student that Emma Shumate is? I mean, that really is something special. Robyn, I know that makes you pretty proud.
Yeah, and I should have mentioned that one of the things we love about Emma too, she's really smart
should have mentioned
and loves school. She's real serious about school, loves learning. And that's incredible. That's a lot of work that goes into making that happen too.
All right, we got just a couple more questions before we can let you go. One, the pride that you take in that, Emma.
Yeah, I like being a student. It's obviously awesome being a student athlete, but I really do. I really like going to class and learning. I think that it wasn't easy. I don't think I'm naturally pretty smart. I think that I take a lot of time on assignments that should take like 20 minutes, I take like 2 hours. So I think I just care a lot, and I put a lot of time into it outside of basketball.
Well, we read the major. It's a bit of a mouthful. So what is it in the future when you finish basketball? What is it you want to do?
Yeah, I've always dreamt of being like a national park ranger, focus on outdoor education. So less of like an officer, think more of like a teacher or a guide when you're at the parks. So yes, that's definitely a goal of mine. And yeah, that's what really excites me. I love hiking. I love being in nature. So
last thing, Robyn.
What do you do when there's bears?
For the radio audience, that was just a pantomime of a growl back at the bear. That's pretty strong work. Last thing, Emma, this is your second year playing at Michigan State. This is, of course, your senior year as well. What was it that led you to Michigan State? And as you're in your senior year, what is it that you've loved about your team this year? And what is your final ride?
Yeah, a big reason why I came here is because of her. Don't let that go to your head. But I did come here because of Fralick for a large part of why I came here. And she wins games, and I think she does it in a way that I really respect. I love how she carries herself as a woman, as a female leader. I think that Fralick is a huge reason why I'm here.
We recruited her when she was 14 at Bowling
Don't
Green.
say it.
Too.
Like, this is not.
She was like one of our first recruits, so I'm glad it all came to fruition.
I thought you were gonna tell a bad story about my visit.
No, it was good.
Nothing I did wrong, of course. But yeah, I think that this team is just very joyful. I've had a lot of fun with this group, and I think that my performance being, a little bit better this year, I think that's in part because I'm just having more fun while playing basketball, and my teammates have helped me with that and made it fun. So yeah, shout out to them for being a funny group and laughing at my jokes. So
well, everybody will laugh at those. Again, everybody give it up for a great basketball player, great person, great student, Emma Shumate. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The Robyn Fralick Show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. We'll be back with more after a break here on the Spartan Media Network.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need three things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Hear that roar? That's the sound of Spartan Nation. And Dean Trailways is right there, every mile of the way. As the official ground transportation provider of Michigan State Athletics, we connect Spartans to championships. For every game, every practice, every victory, we deliver it. Elite service that powers the green and white. When you demand championship-level transportation, Dean Trailways is your winning drive. Become part of our team at deantrailways.com.
Honeymoon, here we come. Where's our car?
It's been stolen.
We'll call our insurance agent. I'm right here.
Oh, hey, Jen. You got our invite.
Love the dress.
Are we covered for this?
Of course. That's why you chose auto owners. We work together to get the right coverage. So when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered.
That's simple human sense.
Now, how do we get to the airport?
Take mine.
Thanks, Jen.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Diversified Insurance Group presents the Robyn Fralick Show. The Abood Law Firm is proud to sponsor the Beyond the Arc campaign. The Abood Law Firm will donate $25 for each Spartan three-pointer to the Izzo Legacy Foundation. Thanks to the Abood Law Firm for supporting the Izzo Legacy Foundation. So far this season, the women have hit 158 threes. So we said the majority coming from our guest just a segment ago, Emma Shumate. The men have hit 152. So added up, that is 210 Spartan threes for a combined $5,250 going to the Izzo Legacy Foundation. That's excellent stuff being done there. Real quick, a reminder, too, because in the next segment, we're going to preview the week to come with Purdue. And, of course, there's a pretty big one over the weekend with the school down the road rolling in here to East Lansing. We're going to talk about those. But a reminder, we still don't have a trivia answer. If you think you have the answer to our Alumni Hall trivia, we have a microphone sitting down here. Our question again, which Spartan has the most points in a game ever against the Michigan Wolverines? You think you have an answer, we can get you a couple of tickets. Spartans dream big, and MSU Federal Credit Union is here to support you every step of the way. Whether your goal is to pay off your student loan, build your dream home, or save for retirement, MSU FCU has you covered. MSU Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of Spartan Athletics. We're live with the head coach of the Spartans, Robyn Fralick. Today's show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're listening to the Robyn Fralick Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Meet, greet, and compete in Michigan's capital city. The Lansing Sports Commission is dedicated to helping you host your next athletic tournament or event in Greater Lansing. Our free services include everything from event development and tournament planning to promotions and recruiting volunteers. No matter the sport, the LSC can make your next event your best event. Plan on something greater. Find details at lansingsports.org.
At the Capital Region International Airport, we connect our community to the world with nonstop flights to Washington, D.C. and Chicago on American Airlines, Detroit on Delta Airlines, and Orlando, Fort Myers, and Tampa on Breeze Airways. When you fly Lansing, you're just one stop away from over 500 global destinations. And with direct flights to Cancun, Punta Cana, and Los Cabos from January through April, your escape to beautiful tropical beaches is easier than ever. The Capital Region International Airport, your gateway to the world. Visit flylansing.com for more information and to book your flight today.
Whoa, boss, how did that happen?
Mind your business.
I mean, how did a forklift make a shish kebab out of our company truck?
I said, mind your business, Billy. That's why we have auto owners. We work with an independent agent to customize our policies. So when the unexpected happens, we know we're covered. Because unlike you, minding our business is their business.
Oh, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
You didn't do this, did you, boss?
Mind your business, Billy.
We are back with more Spartan basketball on the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Whether your moves across town or across the nation, the MUN team can help. Whether you're in the market to buy, sell, or both, check out the MUN team online at munteam.com. Jan and John Munn, serving buyers and sellers since 1985. They're realtors who get results. All right, I believe we might be getting our first guess at our Alumni Hall trivia. The question again, as a reminder, which Spartan has the most points in a single game against Michigan ever? What's your name? Where are you from?
Vicky from Lansing.
And your guess?
Nia Clouden.
It is Nia Clouden. Very good, Nikki. Did that back in 2021
no, I didn't.
as Nia Clouden scored 34 points. And, of course, Vicky now gets a couple of tickets. So excellent work done there. Robyn, let's talk about the week ahead. Of course, there's a big one coming up at home, but before attention can shift to that one, it's a road trip to Purdue to close out the month of January. Purdue's coming off of an 80-69 win over Indiana last time out. They're 11-9 on the season, but at home, they're 10-2. It is tough to win at Mackey Arena. It's going to be a pretty big challenge for you and your squad.
Yeah, a Purdue team that's playing really good basketball. I mean, just for perspective, they have as many conference wins as USC and Oregon. So playing well. I think I read somewhere they had a few non-conference tough losses, but without that, they are a legitimate NCAA bubble tournament team. So they have kind of a mix of some athletic guards, some big bigs, and we're gonna have to very much be dialed in.
One of those notable wins was a win against Washington, who was ranked at the time. It was an overtime win, but the Boilermakers defeated them 78-72. No doubt about it, too. Ever since Katie Gerald has been at Purdue, one thing those teams do is shoot. And Madison Layden-Zay averages 10 points a game, but she's hit 246 threes in her career. She's the all-time three-point shooter in Purdue women's basketball history.
Yeah, they have a number of kids. They have a few transfers, too, who I just feel like they're kind of finding their rhythm together. A number of new kids that are kind of finding a rhythm. And she's been there a long time, Madison Layden's. And I think she just passed Katie for the all-time career leader in threes. So tough task ahead of us, really important days ahead of us for practice and making sure that we're dialed into the things we need to do.
And one of the storylines, of course, with this game, too, is for Rashonda Jones. She goes back to her old team. Started her first 2 years of her collegiate career as a Purdue Boilermaker. And then it's the game Sunday. I know you can't focus all that much because Purdue's right in front of your face, but it's a big one in East Lansing. Michigan, ranked 9th in the country. They're 17-3 on the season. They're 8-1 in Big Ten play. I believe it was last year we had our first ever ranked versus ranked Michigan State-Michigan game in this series. That's never been this highly ranked. This is as big of a heavyweight fight this series has ever seen in its history.
Yep, I'll talk to you after the Purdue game.
I figured. Well, what we can say before we get into everything else, and we'll talk a little more Purdue on the other side, this is a go green, wear green game in East Lansing. So show up, wear green, pack out the Breslin Center. Last year when the Wolverines rolled into town, we had an attendance of 11,043 there at the Breslin Center. But I think it can be better. I think we can one-up that mark from last year.
Yeah, bring a friend. As I tell you, bring a relative, a friend. It's probably still going to be cold. It's probably still going to be snowing. But it's going to be 70 and sunny in the Breslin. So it should be a great matchup. We love our fans. You guys make a huge difference. Going to encourage you to keep showing up and keep bringing people with you.
And I thought, too, the last game against USC, we talked a lot about the basketball parts of it. The student section, the Breslin Boom, they really brought some energy.
The Boom was booming, baby. They were awesome. They had their jerseys on. They were incredible. So we got to keep that up, and hopefully we can keep that growing too.
Okay. And as we said, we'll talk a little Purdue on the other side. We won't talk about the other game. But
thank you.
What you do need to know is you need to come fill the place up, make it a home court advantage for Michigan State, taking on the 9th-ranked Wolverines. This team, this program, it needs you on Sunday. It is a big, big game. Even Sparty knows everyone needs a timeout every now and then, so why not take yours at the beach? Myrtle Beach is home to 60 miles of warm, sandy beaches, over 2,000 restaurants, and much more. Enter now for your chance to win your very own beach break getaway. Compliments of Visit Myrtle Beach. Go to visitmyrtlebeach.com/MSU to enter your ultimate beach break. Just a click away. We'll be back with more from Coach Fralick, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Experience design you feel in every detail, and technology as innovative as it is effortless with Buick. These are luxuries you don't have to wait for. This is Buick now. Buick, exceptional by design. Well-qualified GM employee program participants with a current eligible GM lease get a 24-month ultra-low mileage lease on a 2026 Buick Enclave Preferred for $399 per month, with $3629 due at signing after all offers. Must be a current lessee of a 2021 model year or newer GM vehicle through GM Financial for at least 30 days prior to the new vehicle sale. Tax, title, license, dealer fees extra. No security deposit required. Mileage charge of 25 cents per mile over 20,000 miles. At participating dealers only. Visit BuickOfferInfo.com for details.
From the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No. First base.
Go, go, go! Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Thanks for joining us and the Spartan fans here at One North for the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. All right, a couple of notes before we wrap up and say goodbye. Again, the next game for Michigan State women's basketball, it'll be on the road at Purdue. That is Thursday night. That is a 6 o'clock tip. We're going to be taking the airwaves in mid-Michigan on WVFN 730 a.m. at 5:45. So at 5:45, we'll take the air. The next Robyn Fralick Show will be next Tuesday, February 3rd. That'll be at noon. Of course, also on WVFN 730 a.m. and here at One North Kitchen and Bar. But as we mentioned, that game against Purdue on Thursday, it's a Boilermakers team that's 10-2 at home. We talked about their notable wins. We talked about some of the individuals that make things pretty difficult there for the Boilermakers. What do they do as a team that maybe has your attention?
Well, they've got good size. Their guards are have an ability to shoot and score at the rim. They kind of have the complementary pieces. They really kind of pack it in defensively. So we're gonna have to. There's a number. They have good players, and they've been playing well. So we're gonna have some things that we know going into the game that we got to be really sharp on.
And they're led by Tara Day, who's scoring just about 13 points a game right now and grabbing 7 rebounds. It's a pretty big addition for them.
Yeah, Tara Day. I mean, you can see Kiki Smith, both transfers, both kind of like combo scoring, physical, athletic guards. They have shooters around them. As I keep saying, good. I'm excited to have the next few days to kind of really get ready.
Well, and then that is it, folks, for the month of January. Then it's February, and there's a gauntlet ahead in February, but this season already starting to fly by.
January was a tundra.
It really was.
I was like, maybe February will get a little more sunshine, Dalton.
How's the driveway looking right now, Robyn?
We got to talk with Tim about that.
Tim, we're coming for you. We'll have a little talking to you about the snow plowing. Some thank yous on the way out the door. Big thank you to Chris Ordaway, our audio engineer. Our producer back in the Skyview studios, Matt Contreras Valenzuela. On the video stream, Tessa Costco, a huge thank you as well. Big thanks to One North Kitchen and Bar. Big thanks to MS Shumate for coming out, the entire coaching staff and support staff for all their help. And a big thank you to all of you for tuning in and joining us. For head coach Robyn Fralick, I'm Dalton Shetler. Until next time, so long and go green.